So let's talk about that. When you approach someone and you're talking with passion and conviction and sincerity, what does that look like in practice for you? You're well beyond any sort of quote-unquote canned material or...
I really make it up as I go along. I talk about real-world things. I mean, everybody always asks me, tell me all the lines to use or give me 5 lines I can keep in mind. And, I have those, and I do that because I'm a fun guy, and I like to have fun and kid around with women, so I will have some things that I mention. But I really base everything on reality, and I just ask questions, and I don't hesitate when I do anything.
Apparently one of the things you're teaching, too, are the most important questions to ask after you approach.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, you have to be kind of like a machine, like a computer. You're trying to get all the information so that you can decide whether this is an opportunity for right now, for later, all this stuff. So the questions that I usually ask, nonchalantly as possible, is very mundane stuff, okay? Who are you here with? Where did you go earlier? Where do you live? Who drove? All those kind of just things you can tell, what's going on for the evening, if that makes sense.
I've often heard those types of questions described as, death topics, the boring everyday stuff that all the other guys say, that's, facts versus feelings. How do you keep the attraction going with those kinds of questions?
When you get to a certain level in this kind of work, it really doesn't matter what you say, it's how you say it.
Mm-hmm.
So, at some point, you could say, excuse me, and it will get you what you want. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have, crazy lines all the time, and that's what people think.
Mm-hmm.
If you're speaking with conviction, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. A big part of how you're saying something is that, according to your website again, you're not attached to the outcomes. And yet you say that you're committed to the outcome. That sounds like a real Zen's Jedi balancing trick, to be simultaneously committed to an outcome and yet not attached to it. How do you achieve that?
Well, I used to be attached to everything and committed to nothing. Now I live my life in reverse, and it's extraordinary once you figure that out. It's the only way that you can actually play full out 100% and swing for the fence. If you are attached to the outcome like it is the end all, that's going to limit you. And so you just have to find things. How do you do it? You find things that you're attached to and you know what they are, and then just practice bringing no significance to those things. And you just have to, it's all about repetition. You just do it over and over. It's just like when you have positive affirmations. You have to keep them up. You become what you think about most. So whatever you want to be, just think about it and tell yourself, and it'll happen.